1-0. Hi, Jim Zieglar, the Alpha Dawg, and I've got an exciting show for you today. One of my new friends, Mike Cavanaugh from Max Digital. Now, before we get into this and bring him on the broadcast, I got to do a little housekeeping. So sit tight. I'm not going to sing to you this time. I'm just going to get on the side screen. Let's make this public. High tech. All right. Everything's looking good. Public. Done. Hi, I'm back. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is my friend, my new friend, Mike Cavanaugh. Hello, Mike.
Hey, how's it going, Jim?
I'm having the best day of my entire life. It's exciting.
All right.
Now here we are. Max Digital. You and I had a conversation before we went live with the broadcast, and I'm going to wait a while our audience builds up before we get into the serious things. But tell me a little bit about Max Digital. What's the history of the company? How did you become involved? Who are you?
Great. All right. Well, happy to give you some background here. So Max Digital has been around for about 15 years. We were one of the pioneers in inventory management, and we do everything from syndication, inventory management, merchandising is something that we specialize in. We've got some of the best market data and vehicle build data there is in the country. We're now getting into more and more digital retailing. Everybody's talking about that right now. That's something that we've been in for the last couple of years. We just weren't calling it digital retailing when everybody else was. So we do a lot with tools to help salespeople, people in the BDC become instant product experts. Our latest tool helps with a collaborative trade-in appraisal process that helps really create the whole sales process more of a collaborative side-by-side situation than it has been historically. So that's what we do at Max. I actually found out about Max because I was a dealer before. I was a COO of a dealership group that had 20 stores in 9 states. And the first time I'd heard of Max is when I took over that role over there, and we were a customer. And the one thing that stood out with Max Digital was that they really cared about their dealers. They didn't have a hidden agenda, and they were priced really reasonably. It seemed like whenever I had a problem, whenever I had an issue, there was always somebody that I could talk to. They were willing to make some customizations that helped us out. So they were truly a partner in this industry where everybody calls themselves a partner. They were truly somebody that we felt like were a partner of ours when I was in that role. And, I ended up joining the company about a year ago, and I've loved every minute of it.
Fantastic. Now, you're talking about inventory control. Let's start there. What is inventory? Now, I probably know some of the answers to questions I ask, but just what is inventory, and why is it in control, and why is it important to the dealers?
Well, one of the things that we say here at Max Digital is to make the car the stars. That's really what the first thing that everybody cares about, and why they're visiting your dealership, calling your dealership, visiting your dealership's website, is they're looking for a car that you have, right? So your inventory is everything, just like you're a grocery store. If you had empty shelves in the grocery store, or if you had a bunch of bad food that nobody wanted to buy, nobody'd come to your grocery store. So the same thing's true of a dealership, making sure that you have the right vehicles that are priced appropriately, that customers want, and ideally vehicles that you own appropriately so you can actually sell cars and make money too, which is the goal of what we all do every day.
Okay, so
that's what it is.
Part of Max Digital is an inventory control program. Now, I won't name any competitors to be honest, but anyway, is it very similar to something else I might be thinking?
Yeah, it is very similar to something else you might be thinking. There's a lot of really great tools that are out there in the industry right now. We're one of the pioneers. Like I said, we started doing this years ago. We've built a business really on providing excellent service to our customers and a lot of word of mouth referrals, big dealer groups that we do business with, those folks expanding through the years. So we haven't beat the drum on the marketing side as heavy as some others have, but, we've been, one of the top inventory management tools in the industry for, well over a decade.
I'm well aware of Max Digital and have been, but you really haven't been on the front page as far as dealers go. I mean, your marketing has been rather subdued and laid back. Is that a fair statement?
That's a very fair statement. Yeah, we've really worked on just providing excellent service to our dealers over time, and we haven't pushed the envelope from a marketing standpoint. We recently hired a new senior vice president of marketing who's doing a phenomenal job right now, and she's really helping us become evangelists at the company to get the word out of, how good our products, our tools, our services are to dealers. And, I think you're going to hear a lot more about Max Digital in 2019 and beyond.
About 2 years ago, you guys were at one of my events, and that was the first time I really became aware of Max Digital. And at the time, and I'm going to regress a bit, I'm going to say, at the time, I remember thinking, these guys are a lot better than I was suspecting they were. Why haven't I heard more about them?
Yeah, that's something that I think we've learned over time, is that, our where we were lacking was just getting the word out of who we are, what we did, and how good we did it. I think we kind of let the results speak for themselves for a long time, but that only gets you so far. So, I've been speaking to a lot of folks, on programs and podcasts and things like that, going to different industry events. I've been on the road every week since the 1st of October. Talking to people and making sure that we get the word out. We just ramped up our field operations team. We don't even like to call it a sales team, because we just help people solve problems. We're not out there trying to sell software. We're out there trying to help people solve problems. But we ramped up our team with some industry experts, some people that can get out there and actually talk face to face with dealers and tell them about what we do. Because I truly believe still that is one of the most effective ways to get the message out, is by, face to face, talking to people, explaining what you do, and helping them solve their problems.
Absolutely. Richard Ackman just came aboard. Hey, he says, "Hey, big dog, you hope you're feeling well." He's talking about me. Yeah, I had a little blood pressure issue here a couple weeks ago. Rich is a pretty influential guy in the business. He probably... Somebody, he says, "Have Mike call me." That's something. Rich, put your phone number on the side screen so I can give Mike a way to call you.
I got a pen right here. I'll write it down. I'll call you after.
When I met Rich Ackman, he was the general manager. He was the general manager of the general manager of Tobin Dodge in Las Vegas back when the Chopper was there.
I remember watching that show, yeah.
He says his number is 513.
All right.
767. Rich, you left off a digit. It doesn't end in 663. There's got to be another digit there. 2 threes. Okay. 513-767-6633.
All right, I'll give you a call, Rich.
Rich, are you still a moderator for NCM? He's talking to me on the sidebar here. Yeah. Between Rich and I, we got Tobin Dodge selling 800 units a month.
I think a lot of dealers would be happy selling that many.
On a 3-acre lot. I mean, it was amazing. And what was so funny, everybody thought Chop was doing all that.
Hey, everybody needs a face, right?
He said, "Yes, sir. He's still with NCM." Yeah, that's a good contact for you. That's somebody you need to know.
That's great. I appreciate it.
Okay, so inventory control. Now let's go right down the laundry list of services that you offer.
Right. So we have inventory management. Next, we have merchandising, and this is something that we've really done a phenomenal job at through the years. So from a merchandising standpoint, one of the things that we really like to talk about is that you need to help think about all the questions that your customer has when they're shopping for a vehicle online, and you need to be able to answer those questions, whether that's on your website, whether that's when they're talking to a BDC agent, or whether that's when they're, in the store talking to a salesperson. But we provide merchandising tools that help you, get, the right pictures online, that help you manage your time to market, that help you show customers a market comparison of how your vehicles compare to other vehicles in the market, so they don't have to go to all those third-party sites and look it up and look at other dealers' websites to find that information, that they can actually see that right on your website.
How accessible is all that? I mean,
very accessible.
How many clicks? I mean, is it?
You can look at it on one page. We have a really cool feature that, it's actually almost like an enhanced VDP, I'd call it, where right on your website, you can see view vehicles in the market. You can see a comparison of those vehicles. We can have it display, how this compares with the market average, how it compares with books. So how does this vehicle compare with Kelley Blue Book? How does it compare with NADA? So all of those questions that somebody may have are available right in one spot. And, it started off as a website tool to help customers educate themselves, but where we saw a lot of traction was actually in making those BDC agents and making the salespeople instant product experts. So when a customer calls in, they might just see your regular website. They see the basic information, that description that I like to call the world's longest paragraph. When you read the description, it's just, it's awful. Right. And you've got these, relatively entry-level employees in a lot of BDCs, and a customer has a question. Hey, does this, 50,000 BMW have the cold weather package on it? And they say, I don't know. Can I call you back? Let me find out. They don't know. So we're able to provide a tool that lets them not only see, does this vehicle have the package that somebody's asking about, but if it does, what does that package include, and how much does that impact the value of the car? How much was that package or that option at MSRP? So that when a customer's shopping, that vehicle with another vehicle down the street, they can make an accurate comparison, because a lot of times they're just looking at the trim level of a car at the most detailed level. And they'll say, well, hey, this car was $500 cheaper someplace else. But when you look at the details, that car is cheaper because it has less options, less packages.
Interesting. Very interesting. While we're thinking about it, what is your cell number?
All right. So my cell phone number, and I'm happy to talk to anybody that has any questions, is 586-255-0036. You can call me, text me anytime.
Okay. Is that it?
You got it.
Fantastic. I'm going to leave it up there for a couple minutes and be sure that. See, I really like it when the executive vice president of the company says, here's my cell phone number, bring me up.
Yeah, I'm happy to help anybody. I mean, that's my passion, is helping dealers. I grew up in a car dealership since I was a kid, worked with my dad at a dealership, and I love the industry and I love to help people. And if I can help them with anything, I'm always happy to pick up the call.
Fantastic. Okay, so anyway, we're talking about the tools that we have in the program. What else is available? Now let me ask, is this all one size fits all? They get everything, or do they have to buy these things a la carte?
We have packages. We have packages where they can buy everything. We can break it down, a la carte, however they want it. Like I said, we're just here to help solve problems, and we don't want to, diagnose the whole thing or convince you that you have a problem that you don't have. We want to be able to be, I'm a military guy. If you can't see from the wall behind me, my military guy family's military family. So I use military analogies a lot, but we don't like to drop a bomb on your dealership. We like to diagnose the problem kind of like a sniper, right? And just help you solve that one problem and do it in an affordable way for you as a dealer as well, because, you like to sell cars, make money, keep that profit, not spend it all on software. So that's kind of the approach that we take.
Another friend just showed up, Jeremy Lewis, if you know him.
Jeremy Lewis. Yeah, I do. Great
guy. Been a friend of mine for many years. Glad he's here. Okay, so now we talked about inventory management. We talked about comparison tools. What else is in that magic bag that you're pulling out for Max Digital?
All right, so in the magic bag, the most exciting thing that we're talking about right now is our collaborative trade-in tool. And this is a tool that a lot of dealers are using across the country right now. We officially launched it at NADA, but we beta tested it for about 6 months at a lot of stores across the country in a third and fourth quarter this year. And in simplest terms, this allows the customer to feel like they are assigning the number to their trade-in themselves, because oftentimes what we forget about is that this is the piece of the transaction that the customer wants to be in the most control of, because it's their vehicle that they're deciding whether or not they want to sell to you as the dealer. And so this tool, it can be done on an iPad, it can be done on a cell phone, it can be done on a desktop. But it allows the customer to go through their vehicle, rate the vehicle with the salesperson side by side, and help really assess, where's this vehicle good, where's this vehicle not so good. So in simplest terms, I'll say it's like a 1 to 10. How would you rate your tires? 1 to 10, right? Average tires, life is about 40,000 miles. When was the last time you changed the tires? Oh, I've never changed them. Okay, you got about 35,000 miles on it. So what would you rate that 1 to 10? Probably a 3. Okay, how about, your exterior? How about the engine, the transmission? They go through and they rate this, and then you show them, here's what, book value is on this car. You can show them NADA, Black Book, Kelley Blue Book, and then you take their rating, and let's just say they rated their car a 7 out of 10, and you say, well, 7 out of 10, 70% of book value is this. So here's the value that you assign to your vehicle. And we found that across the country, not only are dealers able to take in trades further back a book than they were before, but customers are actually happy about it because they feel like they were the ones that assigned the number to their car.
I am smiling because nothing is new in the car business.
It's not. This is an old way of doing things that I learned, 20 years ago.
The 70% close, I've got the forms that I basically invented 30 years ago for that. I mean, and it's still made full circle into technology now. See, the psychologies are sound.
They really are. I learned this on a clipboard with a pen and paper, 20 years ago, and it worked. And the hard part is always, we've got great ideas and great processes. It's getting people to follow them, right? And then being able to monitor if they're actually doing it. So the technology piece with, an old proven process really has turned out to provide great results for dealers across the country. And some of the biggest dealer groups in the country are using this right now.
Well, my trade-in evaluation form that, like I say, I invented 30 years ago, it has numbers 1 through 10 across the top. And the salesperson during the trade evaluation, walking around the trade, is supposed to ask the customer, sir, if you had to rate your vehicle 1 through 10, now 10 would be brand new, still on the showroom floor. 5 would be a demo with less than 5,000 miles. 9 would be a demo with less than 5,000 miles. What number would you put on it? So I've already eliminated the possibility they could say 9 or 10.
Yep. Yeah, it's funny. It's just a little bit of guiding somebody down the right path and how you can get a good realistic answer versus, right now you typically get, I was looking on KBB and KBB said my car's worth this. And if you just have the used car manager take the car for a spin, they come back, they write down a number on a piece of paper. They say, oh, you're trying to steal this car from me. Then they get mad and they don't leave. And we always look at the stats that say how many visits do people have at dealerships now. And last year, I think it was 1.8. It's actually up to 2.4 was the last stat that I looked at.
It's going up?
It's going up, right? And I think it's going up because we've got all these great digital retailing tools right now. We've got all these great widgets and features on websites, but the process isn't there to put it all together yet. So what happens is that they've got this experience online and maybe they got this trade-in estimate online. Well, then they show up and they say, well, now that we looked at your car, it's actually worth $3,000 less. Well, then they get PO'd and they leave and they go to the next store. So I think we've got really good intentions, but we've got to make sure that, we use some common sense and we put these processes together.
Well, that's a Zieglarism. That's one of my sayings. You're welcome to, I know you will.
I'm writing them down. Hey, I'm gonna steal a couple from you while I can. So.
In the car business, we don't have a knowing problem. We have a doing problem.
This is true.
And we don't have a what problem. We have a when problem.
Yep. I got a good one I'll share with you too. I heard this one from one of our dealers actually. He said, is it a KNOW problem or a NO problem? It's a no problem, but what kind of no is it? No, I'm not going to do it, or I don't know.
Or I don't know. And of course, there had to be a third variable in there. I know, but I don't intend to do it.
Yeah. That's just, I don't care, right? Yeah.
People tell me all the time, our people need training. No, they don't. They just need to do what they were trained to do.
This is true.
We don't have a knowing problem. They already know. We have a doing problem.
Too often. And
in my management seminars, I'll often somebody will say, well, my salesperson does this and my BDC people do that and they won't do this. They won't. I said, what is that a symptom of? They say, I don't know. I say, it's a symptom of weak management.
This is true.
So eventually they catch on.
Yeah, okay, hopefully.
We just dived in your bag and we found a trade-in evaluation that basically gets the customer to set their own number with some guidance.
Correct.
Very good. So how long has that been out?
Just since NADA, so a couple months, and we've been seeing some great traction with it. This is a tool that, again, we started off with, some of the dealers that we consider partners that help beta test things for us, give us some feedback. And, I told you, we don't like to overdiagnose dealers and convince them that they have a problem. We like them to tell us what their problem is and solve it. So we get a lot of good feedback from these dealers when they're using it to help us develop the tools the right way. And, one of the things that we heard throughout the development process of this was, not only that we need the tool, but we need data behind it to be able to track that people are actually using what we train them to use And then how does that actually affect our profitability on these deals? So, we've got data and reporting behind it that can say, when I use this tool, how well do I do on trades? And when I don't use this tool, how well do I do on trades? Because as we know, we could go in there, we could launch the store, train everybody in the whole store on how to use it, sit there for 2 weeks. And then the third week, you're going to have a handful of guys that just don't use it. And I'm a big believer in that. It needs to be a pull, not a push. When you push software or tools and things on people, they don't want to use it. They've got to say, you know what, that's working for, Jimmy over there. I want to start using that now. Let me check it out. And the only way that really happens is through data, right? Through good management and sharing the results and say, look at how good the results are when Jimmy uses this all the time. You should probably use this too, Bill. And then Bill says, you know what, I am going to start using that. So that data and that reporting has been really useful too.
Mike, can you read the remarks on the sidelines?
Let me see. I'll pop up over here under comments.
Yeah.
I can see it.
You see which one I'm talking about?
Data is great, but there's still the common sense factor. I see that one.
No, go down.
Let's see. That's exactly it. Tools are 30% of the game. Process is the secret sauce. Got it nailed.
Below that one.
Below that one. Dog, I'm a first look Max Digital dealer, but I'm probably about to have to cancel because we've been trying to get an on-site visit for months and can't. Well, that's not good to hear.
Will you take care of that?
I will. Tommy Ullman. Tommy, if you give me your contact info, I'll call you after I get off the call. I never like to hear that.
Yeah, I thought that you wanted to pay attention to that for a second.
No, I appreciate that. That's never good to hear.
Jason Rice says you're a great product with a great team.
No, I agree. Same thing with Jason Rice. Anybody that hasn't heard of Jason Rice and Lot Pop, I'm a Raven fan. I tell you what, I wish I would have met him a couple years ago when I was running the dealer group. Yeah, they're awesome. I tell you what, there's very, very few people, if any, that I've ever met that know more about inventory management than Jason Rice. I mean, he's a genius in the industry.
I'm a closet viewer of all his videos. I follow him around. Don't get a swelled head, Jason, but I really admire your stuff.
Yeah, I tell you what, if anybody out there is a struggling dealer in terms of used cars, inventory management, and trying to turn things around, I would call him in a heartbeat. And my number was up on the screen. If you just want to call me or text me to get Jason's info, I'd happily give it to you too. He's definitely the real deal.
Okay. Tommy Ullman put a phone number up there, 904-625-8271.
All right, Tommy, I'll call you right after I get done.
That's his used car manager Cole's number. COL.
All right.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Brian Bice is aboard. Says he loves Max Digital.
That's awesome. Great. Glad to hear that.
Hey, Jason Rice, you can put your number on the sidebar. Just put Lot Pops and a phone number for you. Yeah, you don't mind him horning in on your broadcast there, do you?
Not at all. Not at all. You know what I like about Jason is he's honest too. There, he's just said thank you, and my head just outgrew my office. So that's good. At least you're honest, man.
Well, I'm known. Humility is a disease I never caught. Oh golly, a lot of viewers are sticking with us here. Okay, now you just talked about the trade-in evaluation. Is that a guaranteed buy, or how does that work?
No, it's not a guaranteed buy. I know there's some tools out there that are guaranteed buy, but I think a lot of dealers out there that are really strong used car operators, they put that number on there. They know they can either retail that car or they can get rid of it on their own. So it's also significantly less than a lot of the guaranteed buy tools that are out there on the market. And I got to say, it's not right for everybody, right? Some people, you need that guaranteed buy. You want that guaranteed buy, provide you some leads, and maybe the leads you get are worth all the money. So I wouldn't say it's right for everybody. But I would say for a lot of dealers, it's proven to be the right tool.
Okay, I'm putting a little note on the sidebar here. Okay, everybody, I want to please share this. Oh, no, let's revise that. That's what you get for being a bad typist. Okay, please share this. Okay. We find a lot of people there that spelled it correctly. Okay, what other services? And Max Digital. And I only know that Max Digital is working with some of the biggest players in the country. I know some of the names of who your client list is the who's who from the top down.
Yeah. We don't typically like to share who they are, but if you look at that automotive news top list, there's some good ones on there.
Take my word for it. they got some players. But anyway, what other services do you offer? We've already covered the gamut of four. Let's talk about some more.
Yeah, I mean, those are the primary services that we offer. We also do syndication, which a lot of people don't know that we do, but we also do syndication. So, getting all your data out there to all the third-party websites and everything that you need to do there, we do that, and we do that for less money than probably anybody that's out there right now with a quality product too. So that's probably the last thing that I would want to talk about from a products and services perspective is that aspect right there.
Are you doing anything with a pay-per-click or any of that?
No, we don't do any of that. We don't get into those marketing services. That's definitely a specialized piece of the business that we don't play in.
So you're not doing their social media. You're not doing their pay-per-click goods. So you're sticking to your home court, which you do best.
Yep. I've got a saying. I think you can be the best at one thing. You can probably be excellent at two things. You can be very good at three things, and the list starts to kind of fall off from there. So you start trying to get into too many things and you start to find some holes there. But I do have to say, somebody that we do business with on that realm of things that you're talking about there is Reunion Marketing. And, they're dealer guys that do a really good job. And we actually use them at Max ourselves.
Dave Spanicki
is, phenomenal human being, good person. He's got a great team over there. I've met several of the people over there in his team as well. So, I mean, if you're a dealer and you're looking for somebody that does that, there's somebody I would definitely refer you to.
Hey, Jason just put his phone number up. Now we've got Jason Rice on the sidebar. Used car genius. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, I would say that. You can quote me.
Genius. I mean, if you're really into the used car marketing aspect of things, Lot Pop, www.lotpop.com, 314-568-2754. Jason's on the sidebar. Anyway, if they want to get in touch with you, we've already given your phone number. Website is maxdigital.com.
Yeah, www.maxdigital.com. And if you want to email me too, it's mcavanaugh@maxdigital.com. Happy to respond to emails, texts, phone calls, whatever you want to send me.
I was really upset the way they treated your brother, that Supreme Court thing.
No, that was a tough deal. He called me crying all the time. No, that's a Cavanaugh with a K. No relation.
I didn't even realize that. You're with a C, obviously.
Yep.
What else can we tell people about Max Digital? We've been on for a half hour. We got all the time you need. I want to make sure people get a real clear picture of who you are, what you offer, why you're good.
I really just like to keep it simple. It's, one of the things that we hear all the time when we're talking to dealers is they're a bit surprised at our pricing and about how affordable it is to do all the things that we do. And because we do so many different things that intersect with some of the other players that are out there, we often get lumped into, so you're a competitor to so-and-so. And not really. I mean, we have tools that complement other inventory management providers. We fancy ourselves to be the best at inventory vehicle merchandising in the industry. And we're complementary of other people. We don't have to replace somebody. We can help, make some of the other people that you work with better. I definitely believe that, nobody's the right fit for everybody, and you have to take your time to look at it. But, you can oftentimes, if you're somebody that's a GM, that's an owner, dealer principal, and you're looking at financial statements every month, and you're looking at how, your software fees have grown over time through a myriad of different providers over time, and you're looking at ways to save money. I hate to say that that's, one of the top reasons to talk to us, but it really is because, we're a company that's been around for 15 years, but we're not a bloated company. We don't have an enormous staff. We don't have a crazy marketing budget that we're not putting on crazy events all the time. I mean, we really try to do the best that we possibly can for dealers and keep our software costs affordable for everybody.
Where are you headquartered?
We're headquartered in Chicago, Illinois. We've got a development office in Austin, Texas as well. And then I'm live from Detroit, Michigan. That's where I'm at right now. So I spend a lot of time on the road, like I said, but our headquarters is in good old Chicago.
Fantastic. Anything else we should know?
No, I think we've covered a lot of good stuff about Max Digital. We're doing a lot of exciting things over the next year, continuing down the path in that digital retailing world, and some new enhancements, some exciting things that are going to come out over the next year. We've put a lot of attention and focus towards dealer groups. You've talked about our customer list, so to speak, but a lot of the things that we do come from ideas from big dealer groups. We typically cater tools to people with multiple locations. A lot of our features are unique to people that have multiple locations and big groups, but we do work for single point stores as well. But you're going to hear about some pretty cool, pretty exciting things coming out of Max Digital over the next couple months.
Okay, one last time, I'm going to ask you to do it again because I don't want to have to look it back up. What is your cell phone number?
My cell phone number is 586-255-0036.
Okay, looks like that.
Looks like that.
Okay, let me get that share this broadcast out of there. Make it bigger. Okay. There it is. Big enough?
Big enough.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. This is Mike Cavanaugh, Executive Vice President of Max Digital. His phone number, his cell phone number, his personal cell phone number is on the screen right now, maxdigital.com, and check it out. Their key points are that they do it better than a lot of people, and I can attest to that just from contacts I have and people I know in the business. They do it better than a lot of people, and they do it more inexpensively than most. They got your budget in mind, and they got a lot of testimonials from some of the top players in the industry. So Max Digital, Mike, thanks for being on. I'll tell you what, when I get off the broadcast, stay on with me for a minute or two.
I will, for sure. Thanks for having me, Jim. I really appreciate it.